like to call the Hazel Park Board of Education business meeting to order on this October 20th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Can I have roll call, please?
Here.
Becker.
Here.
Fortress.
Present.
Fox.
Here.
LaFrance.
Here.
Routine.
Here.
Here. So could we all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So nice to see everybody here. Welcome to our board meeting tonight. The next thing we have is a motion to approve the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda as written. Support.
A motion by Heidi, support by April, to accept the agenda as written. Is there any discussion?
I would just like to move under consent agenda, the conference request to new business to Q, please.
Did you say conference request?
Yes,
Okay. Sorry, I just couldn't hear.
if that is okay with you guys.
Yep.
Thank you.
I'm looking where to put it. Would it be, we have an and at
I
one.
put Q.
Q.
Yep.
Okay, Q.
What are we going into closed session for?
We are?
We are not. It's action from the closed session.
Okay.
Okay, so motion was made to move. This is confusing. What am I ordering again? Too many papers.
I mean.
Conference report.
Yeah.
Conference, I'm sorry. I'm like, there's just so much. Okay, motion to move conference report to Q on the agenda. Is there any discussion for that? Okay, I'll roll call, please.
Fortress.
Yes.
Eaton.
Yes.
Becker.
Yes.
Fox.
Yes.
LaFrance.
Yes.
Routine.
Yes.
Hazel.
Yes. Our next order of business is our special order of business to recognize our wonderful students here in Hazel Park. And so we have certificates, and we'll have Dr. Wilcox, you're going to do the reading, and we're going to come up and shake hands.
Good evening, and with us tonight, if the audience is not aware, is Fernando from the Promise Zone and Monica Ratti, who is also key with the Promise Zone as well, that'll be helping to give out shirts to our students in celebration and acknowledgement that we have an amazing Promise Zone that gives college opportunities for our students as you graduate here from Hazel Park Schools. With that being said, we're going to switch off and on this morning, and so when your name is called, if you can come up to the front, your principal is going to, if they're here, talk about their students. So first we're going to start with Webster.
Good evening, everyone. This is Dakota Wheeler, and Dakota is Webster's Student of the Month. Miss Dina nominated her. Dakota is a sweet girl that has really started coming out of her shell. She leads by example with her kindness to others and always following the classroom expectations. She takes on each new activity with eagerness and curiosity. She is always aware of where she ought to be during the classroom routine, and she shows the utmost positivity everywhere she goes. Dakota is imaginative, thoughtful, and loves to smile. Dakota continues to prove her strengths with each new activity, and she embraces learning new things as well. We are so lucky to have Dakota at Webster.
Web Student of the Month is Aliana Flake Thomas. Aliana consistently demonstrates kindness and caring towards her classmates and teachers. Her helpful nature and hardworking attitude contribute positively to our classroom community. The joy she brings with her smiling demeanor creates an uplifting environment for everyone around her. It is obvious that Aliana began 4th grade ready to try her best every day and make the most of this school year. Great job, Aliana.
Hello, this is Hoover, Student of the Month. It's Veda who's acting very shy, which is the way that I met her when she was first coming to Hoover on the playground. She would not even look at me or talk to me. Now as a 1st grader, she's given me lots of sass in the lunchroom, and I'm super happy about that. She's doing great. And now I will tell you, see, she's not shy. Here is what, no, you gotta see it. Here's what Mrs. Hughes had to say. Veda is such a pleasure to have in our class this year. She is a very helpful and caring friend. She is also willing to help other students and keep them on track. She participates in group discussions and works well with everyone. Veda is kind, respectful, and eager to learn. She puts her best effort into everything she does and is a leader in our classroom. Keep putting your best paw forward and giving your principal a hassle at lunch. I am excited to watch you grow this year.
To introduce the Jardine Student of the Month, Ethan Blaney, with his teacher, Janet Springsteen. Ethan has made a great transition to Jardine. He enjoys participating in bar therapy, game day, and classroom lessons. He follows the rules and is kind to his peers, noticing when they need help. Great job, Ethan.
Good job. All right. We have a shirt for you. Oh, yeah. Just find it there. We'll get the guy up here.
Yeah.
Great job.
For Invest Roosevelt, Fatima Al-Moussawi could not be here today, but Fatima is a sweetheart. She's doing really well in her classes and has made a huge change in her attendance from last year to this year. She is thoughtful, kind, patient, and willing to help others more than the average student.
Congratulations to Carson Yurkovich, our 8th grade Student of the Month. Carson stands out for his hard work ethic, positive attitude, and respectful behavior both in and out of the classroom. He consistently puts in effort, takes responsibility for his learning, and is always willing to help his peers. Teachers describe him as dependable, kind, and a great example of what it means to be a patriot. Whether he's participating in class, completing assignments on time, or showing leadership in group work, Carson leads by example. We're proud to recognize Carson for representing Hazel Park Junior High School with pride and integrity. Keep up the great work.
Well, thank you, Mr. Demas, for giving me the honor to introduce the High School Student of the Month, Lee Lyle. I know a lot of the other principals here remember Lee. He is a senior at Hazel Park High School who has made tremendous growth both socially and academically over the years. He's a pleasure to have in class. He's kind and a good friend to others, as well as in our peer-to-peer and United Sports class. He always brings a smile to those around him. He's actively engaged in community organizations. Lee is eager to lend a hand both to staff and classmates. You can't leave yet. Whenever help is needed, truly. It's such an honor to be up here. He enjoys spending time with friends in his favorite class and woodshop, consistently shows up ready to work hard and give his best effort every day. You truly deserve this award, Lee. Congratulations.
For Advantage, Purity Medina. Her teachers report that she is kind and helps other students. She works hard, participates, and is thoughtful about her work. In chemistry, when she doesn't understand the concept, she practices until she has the ability to help her peers. We commend Purity for putting in that type of effort and are proud to recognize her as Student of the Month. And we have United Oaks, Montana Spurlock. Montana is exceptionally kind and always eager to lend a hand. She currently serves as one of our lunchtime helpers and approaches every task with positivity. Her calm presence and dedication to working hard and helping others makes her a wonderful addition to our school community. Congratulations. And last but not least, Edison, Julian Cobb Cook. Julian is doing a wonderful job following the Edison SOAR expectations. He works hard in all subjects and enjoys playing with his peers outside. He has a kind heart, showing empathy when others are feeling sad or frustrated. He always wants to help his peers when they are struggling during our learning day.
Can we have one more round of applause for our super students? Okay, so I'm going to go on to special order of business, advantage representation. Is anybody here from Advantage?
She is. Princess is here for us from Advantage this evening.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Princess House.
Oh, I thought it was
Good evening, everyone. My name is Princess House, and I am proud to be your student representative here at Advantage, Hazel Park Advantage. I want to share a little about how I got here because it's been quite a journey. Back at my old school, I struggled a lot. I was around the wrong crowd, had bad behavior, and got in trouble almost every other day. But when I came to Hazel Park Advantage, everything started to change. This school year, especially my principal, Mr. Smith, He helped me a lot. His talks about staying focused and not letting anyone get me out of character really stuck with me. Since being here, my attitude has improved so much. I haven't been involved in any drama this school year. I'm on point with my work, and I'm even graduating early. That's why I want to be your student rep, to show that change is possible and to help others who might be going through tough times. One thing I want to talk about is the issue with the Yonder Project. I've noticed that since they started, many of my classmates seem more focused than they were last year. There haven't been many fights or he said, she said drama, which is a good thing for our school environment. Last year, most of the conflicts that teachers had with students were related to cell phones. Those issues doesn't exist anymore. I personally like the project because I have less distraction during the day. However, I do look forward to 210 when I'm able to get my phone back. Thanks for taking time listening to me this evening. I look forward to speaking with you all next month.
Next, we have the Invest presentation.
Hello, everybody. My name is Christine Glasper. I'm the school counselor over at Invest, and I'm happy to be here. So let me tell you a little bit about Invest. We empower newcomers through partnership, purpose, and progress. This is a picture of our students on one of our spirit days. So identifying a critical need started in 2008. After the Iraqi war, thousands of refugee families resettled in Southeast Michigan. Many students required a flexible, supportive high school environment. In 2008, Invest Roosevelt High School was founded to meet that need, providing English language support, trauma-informed care, and alternative learning pathways. But in order to get to that, you have to learn a little bit more before that about how it came to be. So building on experience, the Kalasho legacy. Back in 1992, Assad and Niran Kalasho, our founders, started getting into educational work in Detroit. They launched an adult ed program in '93. They founded Invest, which stood for International Network of Vocational Educational Skills Training, in 2001. And then they expanded that into youth education through Invest Roosevelt High School. Their mission was to deliver, and is, to deliver high quality education and holistic support to newly arrived refugee students. In 2011, we relocated fully under Hazel Park and became a school built not only to educate, but to rebuild lives. Scaling to meet the need. Since 2011, we have tripled in size. Currently, we serve 320 students. On average, over the last 16 years, every year we have graduated 50 or more students. Last year, there was 64. All told, we have 800 graduates that we've helped earn a state-endorsed diploma. So our current points of pride. We currently have over 80% of our students are multilingual learners, some of them holding 4 or 5 languages that they've obtained over the years. The offerings that are above and beyond the basic that we offer is SME, which is a pre-engineering program, Mind Garden, which is mental health support. We are adding this year a National Geographic EL curriculum, and along with Hazel Park, we also offer the dual enrollment. Some of our specific accomplishments at Invest is that we offer free transportation door to door for 98% of our students. 17 of our 20 staff members speak more than 1 language, some speaking 2 or 3. 2 students last year completed 2 classes each through dual enrollment. This is our 2nd year with SME, Prime in the school. We offer the Seal of Biliteracy, and we really enjoy our partnership with the Hazel Park Promise Zone. This is a picture of one of our amazing teachers, Mr. Bashar, at the SME conference last year. This is last year graduation. One of the students is holding a big check with a scholarship that they earned through our partnership with Huntington Bank. So from graduates to professionals, our alumni have become everything from engineers to nurse practitioners, doctors, physician assistants, business owners, and members of the U.S. Armed Forces. They've come from war-torn beginnings, and they go on to workforce leadership. This is one of our graduates from last year, Nora. She's a future cardiothoracic surgeon. Sabrina will be a lawyer, come hell or high water. And Noor is a future politician and our first student to get accepted to and staying on campus at Michigan State University. Okay. So a proven model of success. I won't read every word on this page, but there's been a lot that has come to create and invest through our founders' expertise in education and adult learning, through our bilingual staff, our supports of families, both the kids in school, the families outside of school, and the students after they graduate. This year we recently applied for an innovative grant program to be able to offer and open up an alumni day. So we also strengthen our community through becoming a trusted hub for refugee families. So a lot of our families come from the Tri-County area. Most of them actually are not from within Hazel Park. So they get bused in and end up benefiting the local community and the district as a result of that. And through all of that, we get to enrich our community. This is last year at Decision Day, which was made incredible by our partnership with Hazel Park Promise. They were able to help us with funding so that we could get swag bags for every one of our graduates. And we got to share their post-secondary plans that day with the whole school. So, our vision for the future. We want to expand our capacity to serve more newcomer students. We want to deepen our partnership with healthcare and engineering programs. We want to enhance college and career readiness pathways. And we want to continue innovating with Hazel Park Schools. Thank you for our continued partnership. Together, we're changing lives through education.
That was very informative, thank you.
Thank you.
Next we have the summer school presentation.
That's me. Make sure this is here. So I had, good evening, board. I had the pleasure of overseeing the 2025 school summer discovery this year, and it was a great success. Originally, we targeted 225 students, but upped it to 250, so we ended up getting $500,000. Originally, our first 70% was $350,000, and then if we met our goals, we got the additional 150. We met our goals, I'm happy to say. So our enrollment, our target was 70%, and we actually had 79.6%. The attendance, again, was at 70%, and we had 72.9%. This year, we were lucky enough to combine our attendance for United Oaks and the junior high, because at the end of the summer, the junior high attendance dipped the last 2 weeks, but we were still able to keep our numbers up. The grant really helped us to keep class sizes small, and it also helped for us to do incentives. I brought them. I won't spend a lot of time on them. We had 148 elementary students who actually came to summer school, 100 participants in the afternoon sessions. We were able to do YMCA, coding with Accelerate for Kids and drones, and we did JavaScript with the Accelerate for Kids. We had Michigan Stage and Living Arts coming to do some arts and some movement and storytelling. So we had a real plethora and differences in what kids could do in the afternoon. We had 100 kids stay past their academic morning and participate in the afternoon. In the elementary, we had 148. In the junior high school, we had 51 who attended. By the end, it was 35 that had 75% or more attendance. So 35 junior high school students actually are going to be getting a laptop, a case, and headphones. And 148 are going to get the Ozbots, if you want to look at this afterwards, but this is the Ozbot that we've talked about. It's little, it's tiny, but it is pretty cool. So this is what it looks like. And it runs on, and it moves around, so you code it with the different markers. Letters will go out. I just got the Osbots in, so those are going to go out this week for parents to come and pick up their items in my office. We did today receive data from Summer Discovery. I haven't had a chance to look over it. All I saw was plus numbers, that we made some growth. So it will go in the board packet or your board update this week. I literally got it this afternoon. I wish I had had time. But you will be able to see the data that we had. And then I also told you that I am going to be giving these out this week. Do you have any questions about summer school? It was fun to do too. I enjoyed going over there and seeing what was going on.
Does their data measure start to finish this year's sessions, or, oh, I knew you would, or last year to this year?
We do two things. Okay. One, we look at our end of the year iReady and our beginning of the year iReady. I've set up those groups. So anybody that went to Summer Discovery, I've put in a group so I can monitor their growth. But we have to give yeah, it is, yes. We also have to do, with the Summer Discovery, we do a pre and a post test with Lavinia Rise. So it's part of what we do here. So we have to give a pre-test the first couple of days. We give a post-test the last few days. So it is strictly what they get during summer school, that one, yep.
Did we have any high schoolers do credit recovery or anything like that?
I did not run that program. I'm going to pass it over to Dr. Dolmage, and I'm going to let her take that on.
So we absolutely did. We had 38 students enrolled in summer in credit recovery, and they indicated that all of those students took one class, and all the students that took those classes finished those classes. So in addition to that, we also did run our preschool program for 4 weeks. So we had a full suite of opportunities for students all the way from preschool up to high school to participate.
How many preschoolers did you have this summer?
We had,
let's see, 28.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I think.
Let's see, kindergarten readiness, we had 13 students, and 6 students had an attendance rate of 75%. That's pretty typical. We usually get about 20 to 25 students who enroll, and then about 13 to 15 usually attend.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And I would just like to add that happily we're already getting our application in for next year, so they're going to allow us to put it in early, so we'll have more time to plan, more time to really think through and try to get more kids in our summer program.
You can just add one thing to that. One of the reasons why we were allowed to get it in early is because they selected our district and another district because of the high quality programming and the way in which we run our not only our programs but also collect the data and do all the reporting. So once again, Hazel Parker is recognized for the work that we do.
Well, thank you. Aside from all your work during the year, both of you, working so hard through the summer, and to have such a successful program it's marvelous to hear. So, thank you. That moves us up to public comment. 3 people. Anybody wishing to speak needs to fill out a paper. I see most of you here have done that. So, this is the Board of Education business meeting in public for the purpose of conducting the school district business and is not considered a community public meeting. The board has provided 2 opportunities during the meeting for the public to address the board respectfully. Personal attacks that are abusive or obscene that disrupt the meeting will be stopped. Rules are posted on the wall. If you have any questions, they're right over there. This meeting is our voting meeting. Last week was all our discussion. So folks at home, if you want to know more details about what we're voting on, that was last week. And this week's our voting meeting. So please state your name and address at the podium, and I have Ian Lloyd first. You have 5 minutes. If you stay or anybody comes in, the second public comment is 3 minutes.
Oh, hi, Ian Lloyd, I'm in 2 East Man, 48030. I just wanted to kind of report out from our meeting, what was it, the October 8th, and with Dr. Wilcox. And I had more concerns after meeting with her than I did. I mean, she was only lying when her lips were moving. And
There's no criticizing people, please.
she didn't answer any questions.
Ian.
Pardon me?
There's no criticizing people, please.
Well, I'm just report, you could always go to closed session. I reclaim my time.
There's no need
I have
to
a constitutionally protected activity, I would like to speak, I'm reclaiming my time. So, long story short, I was there, and the areas of concern were mainly the organizational fraud. And I lodged, a conversation about all of the topics, so this is nothing that Dr. Wilcox is surprised about.
Mr. Lloyd, I don't think that you can make accusations that you're not, it's an
Excuse me, I
accusation.
reclaim my time.
Not you don't know that for a fact, you can't make accusations.
No, I'm reporting, here I can report a concern. I may be able to have the only time to speak with anyone, and I am reclaiming my time, so please stop that. And so, when I speak, I am to be not interrupted. And that's...
Mr. Lloyd, you will be interrupted if you're not appropriate in the talking. I am sorry, but you will be interrupted.
I'm sorry.
This is ridiculous that you have to speak this way. She is our board president. Don't talk to her like that. And she is our employee, and you can't talk to her like that. You can go ahead and reclaim your time. But no, we're not going to closed session because you won't have the votes to get into closed session. So please, make your statements correctly, and don't accuse anybody, and don't put our staff member at your tongue freely. And don't mess around with Mrs. Hinton, because she is important to us, and she's running this meeting. Thank you.
I like that backbone. I really do. Show it in the meetings. Okay.
Oh, Mr. Lloyd, I do show it in the meetings all the time. Have you seen the meetings? I'm not going to put up with this because I'm tired of putting up with this with you. I am not. You can go ahead and reclaim your time, but I'm telling you that this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous that we have to sit this.
I'm doing a constitutionally protected activity, and I am offended that you were...
Let's let him continue. Do not make accusations you know of.
Madam President, can we take a 10-minute recess, please? I make a motion to take a 10-minute recess.
Support.
Still part of public comment. It's still public comment, yes. We'll come back to public comment, no problem. But I'm asking for a 10-minute recess. I'm asking for a 10-minute recess, and it was seconded. Therefore, we should have a vote.
All in favor?
Aye. Turn off the mics, please. discussion.
Support.
It's motion by Darren, support by April to come back to session. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I'm going to read a couple of things out of the open meetings book. Comments that constitutes a personal attack on an employee or board member totally unrelated to his or her duties may be prohibited. Disruptive conduct under the Michigan Penal Code states that a person is guilty of a misdemeanor if he or she makes or excites any disturbance or contention in any public meeting where citizens are peacefully and lawfully assembled. I think that's what Mr. Patterson referred to. And then this is the president or presiding officer will prohibit public comments that are frivolous, repetitive, or harassing, interrupt, warn, or terminate a participant's statement when the statement is too lengthy, personally directed, abusive, obscene, or irrelevant. I think that applies right there, Ian. Request any individual to leave the meeting when the person behaves in a manner that is disruptive of the orderly conduct of the meeting. Request the assistance of law enforcement officers in the removal of a disorderly person. Call recess, which we just did, and waive these rules with the approval of the board when necessary. So, you heard those rules. If you continue,
So would you like to go into closed session? I'm reporting now from our meeting.
I think you can report on your meeting, but I think using adjectives and untruthful things.
Well, it's unclear, and I'll preface that. And I have a concern, and I'm bringing it to you. And I would like it to be, handled correctly, please. So, are we ready? Okay. So I had, concerns of this organizational fraud related to the deficit elimination plan. And I had to show, the C&G article that there was, a concern related to finances. And indeed, it also written that we were, looking into it, and I don't know if everyone knows the particulars. I mean, there's fraternization occurring, and that's a violation of the ethics of your Hazel Park NEA code, and I'm concerned that that's occurring now in some of your departments, and I would like an ethics complaint lodged by my verbal communication between what I suspect is the HR and the superintendent. I mean, she hired the HR right off as a sitting board member. And at a minimum, that's an ethics violation. And if they are to have, all of that, mixed up, I would like a report on it. And showing that you took my complaint against the ethics of your collective bargaining agreement, and you can investigate that. And it's even more concerning if we have, let's say, an SE director. And if they have a family member that's doing our auditing right now and not Plant Moran, that's fraternization too. So I would like an ethics complaint on that. So with this, we're at a competitive disadvantage when these types of ethical situations are occurring. We can't trust the numbers. The public doesn't know about a deficit elimination plan. And I would like it articulated and put into somewhere that is on our website. What are you doing to solve the financial restrictions that we are operating under? Will there be a committee that I put in writing about? And how can we start having these discussions with the public? And I'm very, you can't allow this type of stuff to occur, because look at the military. You have constitutional when you, fraternization, you know, there's a lot of penalties for that. And at a minimum, it's ethical breach. So because we haven't, and Plant Moran didn't do our audit, they kicked us out for non-compliance with their request. And I brought that up to Amy as well.
Okay, thanks, Ian. That was better. Linda Malign is next. Welcome, Linda.
Thank you. Linda Milne, 2215 Orchard, Ferndale, Michigan. I come before you today to discuss the misuse of the expulsion policy being used at the Hazel Park High School. I come before you today to discuss the abuse of power I have witnessed myself as I've tried to negotiate this policy. In my journey of checking into this, I've discovered that our school board is being blocked from emails. Your emails are being intercepted, responded to, and then blocked by our superintendent. I do have said email right here. I also found that when I was trying to put in my FOIA with Mr. Patterson, that was proving to be rather difficult as his email link did not work. Also, his direct phone number for this in this building does not work. But, however, when I went onto the school website, I did find a working link, and that direct link identifying herself as our FOIA coordinator was Dr. Amy Wilcox. Well, I also have that right here. She identified herself as the FOIA coordinator. We all know the FOIA coordinator is Mr. Patterson. And all of these things are important, and I ask that we put our power back into the school board. The misuse of policies, the use of an unapproved panel to hold unofficial trials on our high school students. I had the mispleasure of sitting through one of these, and it was a trial by every definition of the word. This was a panel led and formed by Dr. Wilcox herself. Sitting in attendance was the principal of the high school, a uniformed police officer, and the principal of the alternative school. This panel followed none of the state of Michigan guidelines for expulsion. They're very clear. They did not allow for any type of due process or defense. There was no consideration taken into the incident at all. We were told that anything we said as adults present would not help our students' situation. Her parent was denied showing over a year's worth of evidence of stalking and bullying. She was denied showing direct evidence leading up to the encounter of the day in question, explaining why a child who has been no problem within our school would act suddenly the way she did that day. When the student in question herself asked, "How does my teacher feel?" she was banished to the hallway. In her very own non-official trial, we were forced to listen to Dr. Wilcox's family stories, and when I expressed my disinterest, I myself was directed to leave the room. When I looked at her in disbelief, the officer in the room made me leave the room. That is use of intimidation at its finest. None of the state of Michigan guidelines were followed in this non-trial. They're very specific. They're put in place for incidents exactly like we're dealing with right now. And trust me, my description to you is very vague of what happened. I'm not here today to argue the expulsion of the student. That is going to be done by her own parents. I'm here today to ask that the officials and the community of Hazel Park put the power back in the hands of the people we voted for. We have already entrusted this school board. We have already voted because we trust you with the well-being of our school and in the well-being of our students. We voted for you. I say we let you do your job without it being inhibited, and you did a fine job. This school was one of the best schools before Dr. Wilcox's intervention in our various programs. I think that we should let our teachers and principals act without fear of retribution and retaliation from a superintendent. She is a paid employee, just like they are. We need to remove her intervention from our sports programs, put them back into the hands of our school board that we trust.
Time's up, Linda.
Thank you.
Thank you.
President Hinton,
Don,
if we could at least clarify for Mrs. Milne that we did receive her emails and were able to read them in their entirety.
That was very much after the fact, ma'am. Very much after the fact, as I can show right here in my chain of emails.
We saw them.
There's no timer up.
Time. There we go.
Don McGinnis, 1337 East Granite, Hazel Park. Wow. Man, it sounds like same thing over and over from everyone. So, again and again and again, I'm here one more time for you guys not following your policies and procedures and having someone dictate who's being hired, where they're being hired, how they're being hired, quote unquote, from her mouth that she doesn't do the hiring. Many meetings, I can reference every one of them if you want. I'm glad that you guys finally hired a coach that is qualified. I applaud on that. He is a little outdated, but I'm glad that the kids have someone that can actually wrestle with, that they get taught. But I do want to bring up that you guys sent a mass letter of lies saying that you guys were going to follow your procedures, follow the policies, and it was going to be done fairly and with a full schedule. Again, I looked at an MHSA webpage. The schedule is not a full schedule. It is 3 items. To have your athletic director send that out to lies to your community, I can't believe you board allowed that. That you can shake your head all you want, it's the truth. I can show it the MHSA website right now.
Are you talking to me?
No, her.
Oh, okay.
So, the lies need to stop. The hiring process, you guys are saying that you guys did that fair? Really? Really? Just let you guys know I had the same candidate apply 2-3 years ago and I got the job over him. With a trained athletic director. I've been hired by 2 different ADs. And then I had a different AD give me a great review as well with 2 great reviews. When is enough? She went out of her way to say that she didn't do the hiring, to reach out for people to have more qualifications than for the next person to get that job. Because she said she doesn't like wrestling. Because she said Don McGinnis will not coach here. I'm okay with not coaching here, as long as you guys put qualified people in there. But is that the future for Hazel Park? Is that what you guys are going to do every time? Is she going to post online that the people got the job before you guys sign off on it again? I believe a couple meetings ago you guys just said not to do that for your employee. For a certain principle. Which I do like. But when are you guys going to change? When are you guys going to hold someone accountable? How does this happen? How does someone apply to the junior high job, get an email from AD, say he wants all this mess with Gary Harrison and me, her doing the backdoor deal with Gary Harrison and all that, but yet she says she doesn't do the hiring? When are you guys going to sit down and listen to these people? When are you going to listen to the community? You guys are voted there because of the community. When are you gonna start helping the community? Or are you gonna protect your one employee? And if that's your goal, to protect your one employee, you guys are doing a good job of it. Bravo. I do also want to bring up for the finances that you guys definitely need an outside person to look at this finances. This money has already been trusted and it has failed many times. That's why we're in this hole. The money has already been misused before, intertwined, tangled, whatever you want to call it. We have to get this fixed so you guys in the future can do it right. I understand you guys don't want to hear that you guys are doing something wrong or we have to do something that sets us back to fix the future. Well, let's fix the future. Give a reason for the kids to be here. Start being the change. Don't worry, you guys will see a lot more of me because I am running for the school board to sit there to fix all this corruption, to do what I need to do for you guys as community.
All right, moving on to the consent agenda. Can I get a motion to accept the consent agenda?
I move the board accept the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
As presented with the change to move the queue?
With the change to moving the conferences to item Q.
Support.
All right, motion by Heidi, support by Monica to accept the consent agenda with the change. Roll call, please.
Hold on, if we can discuss really quickly, or just point of clarification, in the consent agenda, A to B1 is approval of the closed session minutes from 10/13/25. And maybe I'm missing them, but do we have those closed session minutes or can we remove those from the consent agenda?
The closed sessions are a P.
Right, but the approval of the minutes is in consent. And have we seen the minutes? I don't think we have.
Jamie was trying to tell you.
I wasn't at the meeting, so I don't have the minutes.
Oh, and I was gone, so we'll have to bring them to you next time, so we'll have to remove
So,
that.
okay, so can we just remove
10:13?
the 10/13 closed session minutes and approve those at the next meeting?
Are you talking about the B?
Yeah.
2B?
Yep.
Yep, 2B. 2B1.
Okay. Correct the motion then?
I amend my motion to remove item 2B1, the minutes from the closed session on October 13th, and to remove the conferences and mark it as an action item Q on the new business.
I'll still support.
Did everybody get that?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thanks for catching that, April. Roll call, please.
Fortress,
Yes.
Ruthie,
Yes.
Eden,
Yes.
Becker,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
LaFrance,
Yes.
Hanson.
Yes. So it brings us to new business, metal detectors. Can I have a motion to purchase the metal detectors?
I move the Board of Education approve the purchase of the metal detectors at a cost not to exceed $23,725 as presented.
Support.
Motion by Heidi, support by Monica to purchase the metal detectors. Is there any discussion? I'm just going to comment. I hope they're fine-tuned high enough to detect weapons coming in. Roll call.
Fortress,
Yes.
Ruthie,
Yes.
Eden,
Yes.
Becker,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
LaFrance,
Yes.
Hanson.
Yes. Next is very positive. Happy news, National Principals Appreciation Month resolution.
I move the Board of Education approve the resolution for the National Principals Month as presented.
Support.
Moved by Monica, support by Nathan. Should we read it first and then
Read before
vote on
we
it?
vote.
Would you read it, April? Are you
Sure.
gonna read it?
Whereas National Principals Month is a month-long event that occurs each October where school leaders are in the spotlight for their endless commitment to being principals. National Principals Month devotes the month of October to thank principals for all they do. And we celebrate these heroes of education and honor our school principals for their significant impact on the success and well-being of our students. And principals are visionaries who lead us in providing the best possible education to future generations, and we thank these school leaders for all they do. And an important part of ensuring that the students of Hazel Park Schools can fulfill the potential of a bright future is providing students with a rigorous and well-rounded education, and principals set the academic tone for their schools, and it is their vision, dedication, and determination that provide the mobilizing force for student achievement and success. The effort of our school leaders is tireless in the pursuit of excellence in education, and principals are a vital part of our students' education as they set the academic tone for their schools by working collaboratively with teachers and staff to build high academic standards, set performance goals, utilize best practices for achieving those goals, and a secret to student success is a well-run school, and the key to that is a great principal. From leadership to teacher evaluation to student discipline and more, school leaders have an important role, and principals are leaders who work tirelessly to ensure the success and well-being of each student in our learning community, and great schools have great school leaders. Be it resolved that the Board of Education of Hazel Park Schools encourages parents, guardians, and our community to learn more about the contributions of our school principals and the roles they play in ensuring every child has access to a high-quality education in a safe, supportive environment, and let them know how appreciated they are. We can vote.
Okay, yeah, thank you. They are great leaders, and they carry a heavy load. I'm just looking that it says Rick Nagy, president. I didn't catch that.
It was corrected at the table.
We have it on the paper version, it's correct.
Okay. Threw me off. Roll call, please.
Ricky?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Eaton?
Yes.
Fortress?
Yes.
Fox?
Yes.
LaFrance?
Yes.
Hinton?
Yes. Board training is up next. A motion for board training.
I move the Board of Education approve board training as presented.
Support.
Moved by Heidi, support by Monica to approve for the board training. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
I have a really quick thing. Is this the board that we got this document sitting on our table today?
Yes.
Yes.
Is Bev no longer attending?
She's not. That's why April and Heidi are attending the organizational meeting.
Oh, just the organizational meeting. I thought it was the whole conference.
Are
Gotcha.
you also attending?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, roll call, please.
Fortress?
Yes.
Ricky?
Yes.
Eaton?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Fox?
Yes.
LaFrance?
Yes.
Hinton?
Yes. D is the AED purchase. Can I have a motion?
I move that the Board of Education approve the purchase of the 4 AEDs at no cost, at a cost not to exceed $6,000.
Support.
Moved by Darren, support by Monica to purchase the AEDs. Any discussion? Roll call.
Fox?
Yes.
Ricky?
Yes.
Eaton?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Fortress?
Yes.
LaFrance?
Yes.
Hinton?
Yes. Next, we have the Alliance Coalition, the MOU for the coalition. Need a motion?
I move the Board of Education approve the collaboration with the Hazel Park Community Coalition and the Alliance of Coalition.
Second.
Motion by Monica, support by Heidi. Any discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Ricky?
Yes.
Fortress?
Yes.
Eaton?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Fox?
Yes.
LaFrance?
Yes.
Hinton?
Yes. Next, Millennium Copiers.
I move that the Board of Education approve the amended contract with Millennium Systems for our copier lease.
Support.
Moved by Darren, support by Monica to purchase the copiers. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Fox?
Yes.
Ricky?
Yes.
Eaton?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Fortress?
Yes.
LaFrance?
Yes.
Yes. Literacy grant, 35M literacy grant. Can I have a motion?
I move the Board of Education approve the proposed budget for the 35M literacy grant in the amount of $288,842.
Support.
Moved by Monica, support by April for the 35M grant. Is there any discussion?
I just have a quick question. I think you told us this week, this was phonics-based, is that correct?
That's
Or
correct.
Gilliam?
Yes, Orton Gillingham is an explicit direct instruction program based on the principles of the science of reading that will be supporting, really support, this grant really supports training of teachers so it can be implemented in the classroom as well as some resources and materials.
But the
think
Orton
that's-
Gillingham curriculum is phonics-based, isn't
I
that what you
think-
said?
That's a part of it, yes.
I think that's the 35M.
Oh, well, they're going toward the same date,
Oh, are they? Oh, okay.
so I won't ask it again later.
No, that's
Sorry.
okay. So in the 35M grant, it is true that we are using Orton Gillingham. There's something called Orton Gillingham Foundations, and that's the one that's supported by the 35M grant, and that's the one that would include phonics and other elements of reading in it, yes.
Thank you.
They're both nice grants. Okay, roll call, please.
Routine,
Yes.
Beaton,
Yes.
Becker,
Yes.
Fortress,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
LaFramboise,
Yes.
Hinton.
Yes. Motion for Oakland Schools MyStar Internet.
I move the Board of Education approve the fees to be paid to Oakland Schools not to exceed $15,019.29 as presented.
Second.
Motion by Monica, second by Heidi to approve the MyStar Internet with Oakland Schools. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Routine,
Yes.
Fortress,
Yes, sorry.
Beaton,
Yes.
Becker,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
LaFramboise,
Yes.
Hinton.
Yes. 35N grant approval. Motion, please.
I move the Board of Education approve the proposed budget for the 35N Read Innovation Grant in the amount of $187,500.
Motion by Monica. Is there a second?
Support.
Support by April. Any discussion?
That was Debbie.
Oh, it's Debbie?
Yeah. I mean, I'm in, but
Your
it was
voice
Debbie that said it.
That's really different. Okay. Support by Debbie. Any discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Routine,
Yes.
LaFramboise,
Yes.
Beaton,
Yes.
Becker,
Yes.
Fortress,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
Hinton.
Yes. P-card approval.
I move the Board of Education approve the proposed P-card program for the CTE teachers.
Support.
April.
That was me this time for real.
All right, motion
Whoa.
by Monica, support by April.
Wait, Bev, before we vote, do we want to make sure that that didn't?
Did it record it?
Well, the screen just did something, so I don't know if we want to make sure that we're still recording.
It sounded like something went on back there too.
You guys okay?
I know internet service has been like a real hot topic all day today, but we're still on, okay. Sorry about that, I just wanted to make sure we didn't cut the meeting like
We just
that.
did it again.
Go again. Power failure. Okay.
Starting to
no
get creepy,
discussion. Roll call.
Routine,
Yes.
Beaton,
Yes.
Becker,
Yes.
Fortress,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
LaFramboise,
I wanted a budget on this, so I'm a no until I get a budget.
Hinton.
I'm a no. Motion carries 5-2. I don't want to call this done, so we.
Business services.
Business Services Site Assessment Report to section step B.
I move the Board of Education approve the amendment of the engagement letter and move forward with business services site assessment as discussed.
Support.
Moved by Heidi, second by Debbie. discussion.
I still have doubts on this right now. You just didn't vote on one thing because of budgets and our audit's not coming in and we have negotiations coming, and this is a lot of money, a lot more money than the first round to continue doing this. And we were asked by staff members to hold off and let them do their jobs, as we've all have seen that they've been doing a great job at their finances, so I appreciate that. So I'm still gonna be a no on this one. I would like to wait and let our finance team do what they're doing.
As board member, I still have not received any information. We get these clips of, oh, we have found 1.8 million here, but no budget amendment. We had another one discussed on Wednesday that we found another 1.1 million, but we've had no amended budget since June. It is now October, still no amendment to our budget, and we're waiting on our audit that we're not going to get until the 30th, and we might not get till the day of the 30th, and no time to review it. To me, that is not adequate work. We should be getting this stuff in a timely fashion and being able to have that information, making educated decisions on how to move the district forward, how to work for kids to move the district forward. I think we should move forward and get the people in line with the zero-based budgeting and everybody involved in the district on where our finances are, not just the business office.
Monica, Crystal, do we have an update on when we expect to receive the audit? I know that the firm was still finalizing it, that we hadn't.
We don't, they're still finalizing it, so we're just as anxious to see it.
Sure.
We need those numbers for a lot of things to move forward, but we don't know when we'll receive that.
I want to remind the Board of Education that Monica and Crystal did not get Jason's computer because of the investigation that was going on until right before the budget was due. They got it in May, and so allowing them to do what they need to do and then revisiting the zero-based budgeting is the recommendation of our entire team, as well as Terry Less. The board gets to make the decision. Of course, we're going to do what we need to do, but you, even in the proposal, it speaks about having departmentalized budget, and you have to have that first, and they really need to be able to get to the end of that.
I just think it's important for us as a board to listen to our staff members as well. It's a lot of money, and we are saying no to a lot of things lately that deserve a yes, so.
I also, Heidi, I understand that.
This is a board meeting.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Why is our
This is a
assistant
board meeting and
superintendent?
it's a voting decision. She spoke last week, and I think we need to move forward with the vote.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was discussion time and everybody was discussing. That's why we're up here.
Well, generally, the board president calls on people to speak, is how it works, because it is a business of this 7 people. Sorry, Monica.
Okay. No, I apologize.
I came across, I looked up the UHY letter from June, and there's like 8 corrections. There were purchases made that the board did not approve, expensive purchases according to this letter. There's 8 steps that we need to do. It's recommending that we approve payments before they go out, that we come in here and we approve checks before they go out. So we have the UHY with 8 recommendations. We have Terry Less with 50 recommendations. And then we have the municipal services that has a plan of how to do that and how to resolve some of those problems. I think we have a big financial issue, and it's not due to the financial people that we have. So that's all I want to say. I think we have a lot of work here, and I think they're working very hard. We've never really gotten a complete report. Like, we have 1.9 million supposedly in a fund balance when we need 5 million 5% of our budget is $5 or $6 million. So where are we getting the other $3 million? We have to cut the top of the budget because we did deficit spending. So what are we cutting? I know we cut some, we didn't replace some staff, but we get a list of things, very unofficial looking. What line item was cut in the top? Did we buy less supplies, et cetera, et cetera? I just think that we need the person that knows how to solve it or help to solve it. And he reassures that he's not going to be a burden, he's going to be helpful, he isn't going to pressure anybody. And so I think we need that person. So, anybody else?
Yeah, I would, just to echo, I have the same concerns that I have last week. We're talking a lot about a deficit, and the principal staff member that Mr. Sobey has proposed to work directly with our business office hand in hand was just forced to resign from a school district that over the past 3 years has had budget deficits of 2.5 million, 5.1 million, and 5.3 million 3 years in a row. We would be paying $125 an hour to work directly with that person. It was said that Mr. Sobey comes, very highly recommended. That district is not doing well, and that is who he brought to provide us with direct consult and say what a turnaround they achieved. They did not achieve a turnaround. They are actually doing worse, income over revenue wise than they were the year that he worked with them on a zero-based budget. The report that he gave us, I was able to reach out to a district that he had previously worked with, is not a $20,000 report. It is very canned. It was word for word, almost exactly what was in theirs. And I would just add on the statement that one of the recommendations was that we approve payments before they go out. Last week at the committee of the whole meeting, Mr. Sobey worked over nearly $3,000 more than his original budget. We approved him to get paid after the fact. So right off the bat, that is a negative to one of our own recommendations.
We did not pay him. A check physically did not go out. We approved additional payment for him.
For work that he had completed prior to, he went over his budget and we voted last week to up his budget to pay him work that he had already completed over and above his allotted amount.
Correct. And it was approved. And then the payment went out. Payment did not go out without prior approval from the board.
But what she's saying is he already did that work, so this is why I said too, that was a hard yes for me. But I know it had to be paid, he did the work. It just wasn't ideal as we had a budget for him and he went over that. He knew his budget.
I think what's important, at least on my end, is that I agree that this is something that is necessary. I agree it's something that we should look into in order to get ourselves up to speed. A consultant would be really beneficial if that's what our business staff is really reaching out to, if that's what they're desiring. I don't think this is the guy. Anything else that was this amount, we are looking at a strategic plan RFP. If this was a capital purchase, anything like that was this amount of money, we would request proposals. And for this one, for some reason, we are just moving forward based on the recommendation of Truman Law Firm with this particular consultant that they recommended. And I think that we need options. I am okay with the action. I do not think this is the company to provide it.
I tend to agree. I don't dispute that we need some help, someone to come in and look. I'm not exactly certain this is the person, based on a couple things. One, the recommendation coming from Thrun, who I think maybe has led us astray in certain circumstances. Also our staff, is asked to help, I don't want this to seem adversarial, but, we did get a letter from the state. We have Terry Less's report. We have all of this stuff that tells us that, yes, we have work to do. And I think a consultant would be great. I don't necessarily know that this is the person. It would be nice to get some bids and some, you know, and then going forward, getting our budget and knowing exactly where we are with the audit. You know, those are my concerns. I feel it would be nice to get working on it right away. But I'm not exactly certain this is the person that we should use, but those are my concerns.
Mr. Good.
Okay.
If I may, I look at this as no reflection to the current staff, because I think that you both are very highly qualified and you have your heart in Hazel Park, and I know you care about Hazel Park. That's without a doubt. But I look at this as an enhancement to help get this through, because I don't want to go back to 2015, where I sat there and I was fired. You know, I was fired twice. And then I was rehired, and that was a nightmare. That was just terrible. And I don't know how many people in this room was back there in 2015, but it was bad. And I don't want to do that to our staff members. I don't want them to ever feel that way. And so I look at it as an enhancement, and if we can get us, you know, to a more positive way, it's nothing against you guys. That's all I have.
Mrs. Hinton, I'm requesting the ability to speak.
I think we should vote. Everybody
No, I
had a
think we
chance
need-
to speak.
Yeah, I think we need to vote.
I just want to say one more thing if I can.
You've already spoke twice.
It's discussion for us, why can't I talk?
Because normally, if you watch any other school board meeting, that people have a chance to speak, and then they move on to the next person, and that person has a chance to speak.
So I think we had a good discussion last week, we had another discussion today, so I think that we can vote. Roll call.
Fortress,
Yes.
LaFrentwitz,
Yes.
Eaton,
Because I would like to see the audit in 10 days, because I would like to have this put out for an RFP. No.
Becker,
Yeah, speaking the same way, it would be nice to have this go out for bids and have clear, concise options. You know, this is a lot of money. You know, I did talk with a board member at Oakland Schools, and he said sometimes you gotta go backwards to go forwards, right? You gotta pay money. Sometimes it's painful to do, so. But knowing that the audit's coming, we can have that. We could possibly get bids. That's why I would like, no.
Excuse me.
Fox,
Yes.
I'm going to go with a no as well. Again, being able to have multiple companies give us a bid as opposed to just going with one person is fine.
Hinton,
Yes. Motion carries 4-3. Portrait of graduate, action item, need a motion, please.
I move the Board of Education approve the portrait of a graduate rendering as presented.
Second?
Motion by Monica, second by Heidi, to approve portrait of graduate. I love it.
I do too.
Any discussion?
No, that looks very good.
Roll call, please.
Ricky,
Yes.
Fortress,
Yes.
Eaton,
Yes.
Becker,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
LaFrentwitz,
Yes.
Hinton.
Yes, motion carries. Strategic plan RFP action item.
I move the Board of Education approve the RFP for strategic planning to be presented in November 2025.
Second?
Motion by Monica, second by Heidi for the RFP for strategic plan. Any discussion?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I'm trying to be clear. This is getting permission to send out RFPs.
It is, when you spend, normally when you're about over $20,000 and you're going to have something done, you look for various people to come and present to you. And so that's what we're doing. We'll send out an RFP this week to these organizations and see what they bring back. Their role would be then to present in November. And I apologize, I didn't ask to speak.
I don't think this is that amount. I thought I saw something from Debbie Starr that it's not this amount. And to me, just pushing it back, we are in this district needs a reset in a lot of areas, and I think just pushing things back farther, I would prefer just to go with Debbie Starr and get moving.
Bev, may I speak, please?
Yep.
Just so that you guys are aware, they cannot do anything anyway for several months, nor will the other ones. And so even Debbie made the suggestions when I attended the school board training about how you work together as eight, suggested that you get multiple bids so that you can hear from people and find a group that works for you. So I know for a fact that MASB cannot do anything until January at the earliest, if not later than that, because they only allow their people to do 2 at a time.
I think with something like this, as important as this is, that this is going to be something that we live by for several years to come. I think it is within our best interest to make sure that we do it right and we go through the process properly and vet these different organizations to see who we want to help guide us through this process, because this is an intricate process with a lot of stakeholders involved. I am equally of the mindset that it is very important, but I would like to go through the RFP process.
Can you explain a little bit what the RFP, you're giving them the opportunity to come and speak to the board on our next board meeting?
Beth, may I speak?
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, as stated last week, that we would send these out and ask them to present at the November board meetings. For then at the final November board meeting or December, you would determine who would be doing that, and then we would work with them in the meantime to set up all the dates.
I liken it to what we went through when we picked the policy firm. Is it similar
It's
to
the
that?
same.
And this is guaranteed to be done by May, as I'm reading this?
Well, when I spoke with Debbie at length, she was suggesting May. There is never a guarantee, because it'll depend on who can start when. And it would be our hope, because the plan would be then May completion, June approval, July, then we work on the strategies up and underneath to complete them for a rollout in August. So that would be our hope, but it really depends on who you pick and if they have the ability to complete it by then.
So this will be sent directly to AASA, Metro Leadership Institute, and Metro Bureau, and we can
MLI.
accept MASB as it was already written.
No, the purpose is to have them present.
So
And
they
Debbie would want somebody to come and present as well.
Okay, in person?
Yes.
Okay, so MASB, Debbie Steer, has sent us the complete packet and the agreement, the contract for $9,880. And then this weekend, I got a message. It was to me and to Amy, which I don't understand. It says, "Hello, Amy. I'm sending this quick email to follow up on the strategic planning proposal contract I sent you recently. I'd be happy to set up a phone call to discuss the proposal further." And then the answer confuses me. The board will be voting, this is Dr. Wilcox. "The board will be voting on an RFP on Monday. I will reach out to you on Tuesday." We're not voting on an RFP.
We are. This is an RFP.
This and this is an RFP.
Inside that letter that I wrote for this is the proposed RFP to send out to them in the board packet that we gave last week. And so I gave you an example and gave us an opportunity to talk last week about any changes that you would want.
Okay, and you told me about a group, it's 45,000, is that AASA?
I don't know what it'll be, but that goes along with your Portrait of a Learner. It's the same organization for Portrait of a Learner. So I don't know what it'll do because as of AASA, but it's one that you should send it out to and make a determination, MLI, Metro Bureau, and then the individuals that did our strategic plan originally with us when I first arrived.
Okay, we can vote. I'm in favor of just doing MASB. They work for us, but we can vote and we'll decide. Sending out the RFPs, Monica motion, Heidi second. Roll call.
Routine,
Yes.
Fortress,
Again, I'm not, it seems like delay, push back, push back, push back. I will, I just feel like we're not moving forward, we're just delaying. I'll listen to what they have to say, so yes.
Eaton,
Yes.
Becker,
Yes.
Yes.
LaFramboise,
No.
Hinton.
No, motion carries 5-2. Student discipline, this is sad.
I move the Board of Education approve the student discipline as presented.
Second.
Okay, motion by Heidi, motion by Monica, second by Heidi. You guys trying to confuse me over that. Any discussion? We can't really discuss these, so roll call.
Routine,
Yes.
Fortress,
Yes, because the parent has the right to petition.
Eaton,
Yes.
Becker,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
LaFramboise,
No.
Hinton.
Yes, motion carries 6-1. Bookkeeper, accountant.
I move the Board of Education approve the addition of a bookkeeper/accountant to the business office staff.
Second.
A motion by Monica, second by Heidi for the bookkeeper accountant. Any discussion?
I just wish that we would, I have a hard time with this, and the fact that we had, Matt Miller come in, and we paid him for a long time and a lot of money to come in and get our books in order and get them straightened, and that an additional person in the business office is needed. I would really like to see if we can get a temp in there and to see if that works before we go ahead and hire somebody full-time.
Anybody else?
My opinion on this is the fact that we have said earlier that you guys are waiting on things, and they're behind. They're trying their best, but they are behind. So if we had someone helping them do this, I think we would get more of our at ease and the things that you are requesting and things that you guys want by having someone in there doing this.
Any other discussion?
May I speak again, Madam President?
Yes.
Thank you.
I couldn't.
I asked. I'd just like to add that, it is going to take them time to train this person also, and bring them up to speed.
Okay, we're going to vote. Roll call.
Routine,
Yes.
Fortress,
No.
Eaton,
This was a recommendation of both Oakland Schools and our newly hired consultant to take the legwork of some minor tasks off of the business office staff so that they could focus on much higher level work. So yes.
Becker,
Terry Less and Don Sovey and our business office have all been on board with this. To me, this is a yes.
Fox,
Yes.
LaFramboise,
Is this a one-year, I'm sorry, I'm discussing, is this a one-year contract?
You'd like me to speak?
Do you know, or is it?
No, this would be a position that we would approve. It is what is needed inside our department to take those items off so that we're doing higher level work on a regular basis.
Correct. Is it a one-year contract?
Well,
Isn't this person going to have a contract?
oh yes, of course they would have a contract, but if they weren't doing their job, then we would not renew them.
So,
Yeah.
but I'm saying the contract is for 1 year. The contract that they will sign is for 1 year. This person will sign a one-year contract.
They're not an administrator, so they're just like your accounts payable. They work in the office, they're an at-will employee. So if it's each year you guys approve staffing.
Okay, yes.
Hinton,
Yes, motion carries 6-1. Now we have the closed session.
I move the Board of Education support the letter provided by Mr. Patterson on October 13, 2025.
Second.
Okay, motion by Monica, second by Heidi. This is, we came out of that closed session and didn't vote on the action, was to deny. So do I have, does she have to add that to her motion that we're just good?
No, the letter sets forth the position that was appealed from
So we're voting on
the denial.
On the denial. I don't think there's any discussion. Roll call.
Yes.
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 Go, Brenda.
Okay, it crossed my mind that we talked about, that we had two separate closed sessions, so I apologize for that. Yes, I support the letter provided by Mr. Patterson.
Yes.
Abstain due to the fact that I wasn't there.
Oh, these are the minutes
Yes.
that we withheld.
Yes.
Yes, motion carries with one abstention. Conferences, Q.
I move the Board of Education approve the pre-conference approval request as presented.
Support.
Motion by Heidi, support by Debbie for the conferences. Discussion. No discussion?
I don't have any.
Okay, roll call.
Portress,
Yes.
LaFramboise,
Yes.
Eaton,
Yes.
Becker,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
Ricky,
I abstain for family conflict.
Hinton.
Yes, motion carries. 6-1. Dr. Wilcox's report, enrollment.
Great. So I put several reports in there out of Power School so that you could see how many students are in each of the buildings, but also that you could start looking at attendance and the improvement that it's attendance that is happening. To let you know that our enrollment is up. There'll be some changes perhaps when the audit is done in November, but at this moment, we're feeling really positive about the increase of enrollment. We always include it flat in the budget, and so we'll bring more to you as the audit is complete. We also have the fundraisers in there for you, but I'd also like to announce the ADK grant winner. So the September grant recipient was Kristen Houston, 4th grade teacher at Hoover Elementary. She received a $50 classroom grant to purchase supplies for a reading and calming corner in her classroom. And then in October, Laura Kronick, 1st grade teacher at Webb Elementary, received a $50 classroom grant to purchase STEM games and magnetic dots to support hands-on learning. Congratulations to both of them, and ADK has been really wonderful to get those for us and to continue to support our teachers. Holiday baskets will begin on November 3rd. The applications can be picked up at your child's school or here at the board office. The deadline for applications will be December 1st. Funds are running low, so be on the lookout for some great restaurant nights coming out very soon. And if you'd like to give a donation for holiday baskets, we will take that as well. You can bring those to Jamie's office and she'll make sure that they get to the account. October 30th at 5:30 is a special meeting for our budget and audit. We appreciate you guys being flexible and having that meeting for us. On this Thursday, we're excited to have the James LeBron Family Foundation meeting, visiting Hazel Park schools. They're working with 2 school districts in the state of Michigan, Hazel Park and Southfield. And then we will spend the afternoon, and we have 2 board members and some administrative staff that'll be going to kind of brainstorm community schools, developing a pilot and an outline for Oakland County. We're really super excited to highlight the work that we're doing and to get them to do some more support. James LeBron's Family Foundation is coming through the Balmer work that we're doing.
When is that meeting again?
Thursday.
What board members are participating?
I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I interrupted.
Monica is coming for the Promise Zone, April's coming, and Bev's been invited. I don't have the exact time for Thursday afternoon yet. I was emailing him today asking for it.
What day?
Thursday.
Thursday.
This Thursday?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was next Thursday.
Nope, it's this Thursday, 23rd.
That's, okay.
We have conferences.
Aren't you in,
Oh, I'm gonna be gone. I sent him, I'm like, Thursday.
Oh, maybe I didn't
Where am I gonna
send
be?
you
I
out there
sent you
for
a
that,
message.
yeah.
Okay, I'm like,
The Hazel Park Blood Drive will be Thursday at the high school, so come on out and donate blood. Our kids would love that. Mike McFall came today to honor the Hazel Park Coalition and Hazel Park Schools and all the positive work that they're doing. If you remember the Hazel Park Coalition, we have 2 grants and you approved that tonight. One is through the county and the other is through the federal government. We're really excited to continue to promote prevention to our students in Hazel Park schools and our community. Tomorrow, October 21st, McDonald's, 20% off. The food will go to the high school. And then I also want to remind you, our band got 4th place this last weekend, scoring a 71.75. And this Saturday at 2:56 at Grand Ledge, they will be performing. They'll be out there on the field, probably Saturday morning, getting warmed up. I also want to let you know that I followed up by looking at the cases at the high school. What happened is that Tammy and Jimmy worked on separating cases so that all the sports had items. I also was informed by a teacher today in the meeting. They actually research the steps that they do in other school districts. I wasn't aware of this. I wasn't here. And then at the beginning of the year, there was some movement around. So you can see bowling, girls and boys have one, football and wrestling are in one together, cheerleading and dance are in one together, basketball boys and girls will futurely be in one together. And what I was informed by one of the coaches, who's also a teacher today, that they were supposed to bring their teams to go do that together. So I did ask George and Chuck just to kind of walk through all the activities and make sure everybody has an equitable space. And then those teams will make some decisions about how they're dressing up and putting the items in there. I think that's it.
who's in charge of holiday baskets?
Rick Navy.
I have a quick question on this enrollment, because it's way different. It's beautiful, very colorful, but way different than we had before. This number of currently enrolled students, is that from October's count date?
October count date doesn't come in until November, so we'll be audited in November. So I said earlier, so this is at the time that I ran it, that's how many students were enrolled in each of those buildings. So each month we did that way in the path. We would pick a date and we would pull it and show you what
Okay,
the
so this
enrollment
is,
was.
so it's this year though, not
This is this
necessarily
year.
the official October count?
No, we will not get that till they finish the audit.
Okay, and is this all of our schools, including Jordan and Invest and?
Yeah, so if you look, it has for you, Edison, Jordan, Webster, if you go down in the page, Advantage, Hoover, Webb, and
Oh, yeah,
Best Roosevelt.
It's just very, very tiny. Even with my glasses, I printed it out, it's very tiny.
Oh,
I
it's
should look at it
not,
on the screen.
it's not on here, yeah.
Yeah.
It's separated and you can see it. Then you can see how much they are by different grade levels and programs so that you kind of see some of the comparisons that are happening. This is kind of some of the powerful pieces that we can do into Power School. It also shows it by race for you. It also shows you the number, as I said, by grades. And then you can kind of look at the changes that have happened, enrollment and exit numbers. You can see how many are enrolled, and you can see that the amount of people that withdrew or transferred is less this year than it has been the year before, which shows really good positive changes that are continuing to happen in Hazel Park schools.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
So we're up to, before you is informational item, and we have requests for future agenda items. Hearing none,
I have two, if possible.
all right.
One, way back when, I asked for, to have the board go into closed session regarding the security in the district and tell us how that goes. So we have some new board members that really don't know if X happens, X goes to...
Mr. Fox, may I interrupt you just for a
Yeah, sure,
second?
please.
That's the November meeting. It's going to be data, student system of support, and safety.
Forget that one.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you,
And
thank
by
you.
that time, the EOPs will be completed.
Awesome.
And then you'll get a copy of one inside the closed session to look at.
Okay, awesome, thank you, I appreciate that.
Sorry to
I just-
interrupt.
No, that's okay, I just wanted to make sure. And then the other thing, and this is gonna be a hot topic, but I wanna listen to the people out there. And the one person I was listening, and I remember way back when, the board used to do expulsion hearings. And I know why they stopped it, because it was too many, and they wanted the superintendent to, kind of take care of that. But maybe it could be time that we go back to that, where we meet 15 minutes before and have a session, for an expulsion hearing, so that way it takes less pressure off of the administration, and yes, it brings the back to the Board of Education, where the board can make the decision as a whole. So we're not, it's part of our job, I feel. That's just an idea.
So that would be policy work that you guys would look at during that time, but I do let you know then we would have to change a little bit about what we're doing, because any student that gets into a fight comes to my office, any student that uses drugs comes to my office. The other ones that would be expulsion are maybe those kids then that went back and didn't follow the contract. We spend hours each week
I understand.
addressing this with kids, so it's a good conversation to have in the policy committee.
That's all I'm
which
asking
would
for, is
change
a
it.
conversation, so that the board is aware of that conversation and the public is aware of it, so we can discuss it.
Thank you, Mr. Fox.
So it doesn't have to be on the next agenda, just whenever it fits in.
I noted it.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll probably be in the November or December policy
Yeah,
that'll come,
that's
so in
fine.
January it'll come to you.
That's fine, yeah, just. All right, that's all I have.
Okay. Public comment, Donald McGinnis.
Donald McGinnis, 1337 East Granite. I just want to iterate, there is a problem with the email system that you guys have in place. When I have there's a chain of command that you guys all talk about, and when you have a problem, you're supposed to go up to the next person up, okay? And when I do send emails to you guys, for you guys about your one employee, sometimes I should just be able to message you guys without the school administration being attached to that. So you guys are aware about your one employee, and that you don't have one employee, the backlash that we get as standing up to speak up about these issues. Okay? I just wanted to bring that up as a main concern, because you get a lot, you guys know it. You guys get the backlash as well, and the retaliation and all that we get for speaking, what we see is the problems in the district. And it's hard to come up here to speak this. I don't want to come up here and yell or talk or tell you guys something and then get called a liar or names and all that over Facebook tomorrow, which I will be. I'm bringing these awarenesses to you guys so we can make the community better. So we can move forward and do what we need to do. If it is to pick the best wrestling coach, the best candidate in time, right? Or if it is for an explosion, an expulsion, these issues need to be brought up to you guys in a way. We need to have more discussion. 5 minutes ain't long enough to talk. 8 minutes ain't enough to talk. I could talk 3-4 hours of this stuff and keep going. And what I ask is, who's going to be held accountable? When do I get my questions asked? There's some questions in there that I have dated back all the way back before June that I still haven't had any answers. And that's a problem. So my question is, when do I get answers back? How do I get answers back? And where do we move forward on this? Because without discussing all this and talking about it and fixing the issue, how are we supposed to fix it? You guys just keep sweeping it under the rug. And all I ask, All I ever asked was for a fair thing. That's all I cared about. You guys following the procedures, policies, and being fair. I shouldn't get in trouble for coming up to speak my problems for freedom of speech at a public meeting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We are up to board member and administrative comments.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you to Monica for doing the t-shirts and the recognition. It's a lot of work. I've been there, done that. I know what that work is. And also the promise zone. It's nice that they have supplied that and help with you with that. It's nice that I'm glad we're still doing that. Also, I apologize if I offended anybody, Mr. Ian Lloyd. I do trust your opinion, but when you start attacking people, I just don't think that's fair, and especially when you're attacking my board president, who is like a mother to you, I know, and telling her that she doesn't have any rights, basically, that upset me. So we just need to keep this conversation civil. We need to keep it appropriate. We can't be putting people under the bus like we have been. It's just not productive. And, to call out people. Do it in the hallway when there's not a mic on. Are you doing it, it just upsets me, and I'm sorry. So I do apologize if I offended you, Mr. Lloyd, but, and I do respect your service, but I do have somebody in the service right now. My 5 uncles served, they're passed now in World War I, II, and Korean War. And also I have 2 not nephews, that served as Marines. And so I do have family in the military that I respect a lot. And that's just some of the military. So when you bring that up, I understand that, and I do respect you. So please, I just want the board meetings to go in a civil way and not be attacking everybody. We have to love people. That's what the world is all about, is love, instead of being in the hospital. Thank you.
I want to thank you for acknowledging the Promise Zone. I'm super proud to be a part of the Promise Zone and this board. Having the t-shirts, I know it's just a t-shirt, but these kids love it. It's different than any other t-shirt we normally do for the Promise Zone. So it's like their own little keepsake of something different. It's also super nice to see the audience packed. I know they don't stay for the whole meeting, but having the whole audience packed for these kids, it's great to see the support system that they have. I want to acknowledge Princess real quick from Advantage. I love that she said that people can change. A lot of kids, especially high school kids, can get nervous to come up here. She was very honest about her past and how she's changing and the people who help her. And I love that she acknowledged her change as well. That was very brave of her to come up here and do that, and I cannot wait to hear from her the rest of the year. And then I also just want to thank the Best for presenting. It was nice to learn more about their history. I've known a lot about it, but it's nice to learn a little bit more than I knew before. So.
It's great to see the students of the month here, and all the principals, and all of their families, and everybody, and they're excited and they're nervous. It's a great thing, and I appreciate the work that the Promise Zone does with that. It's great to hear about the summer school success, all the way down to the young kids, all the way up to the high school. It's promising to see even our high school students going and getting credit recovery, because that's so important for their futures. Also, the Advantage route, Princess, that's great. That takes a lot of courage to stand up there and speak in front of the board in a packed room like that. Portrait of a Graduate, I think that turned out really well. I appreciate all the hard work that a lot of the community and the staff and even students played a big part in that, and I think that turned out really well. Get your drama tickets for the play coming up. I bought mine. Inadvertently, I bought them for the 30th, which is when we have our audit, so I'm hoping that doesn't go too long, because I think the play is at 7, and then policy committee next week, I'm looking forward to working on that, so, thank you.
I bet you could talk somebody into switching your ticket dates.
We did.
Okay, so I guess I'm going to go next. I had to write it down because I get very nervous. But I want to say each week for, I don't know how many weeks, we've been sitting here listening to community members express frustrations and concerns, often telling us we're not doing our jobs. And then recently we received a FOIA request, and I understand an email today that reminded me of steps that we did take. However, in 5 months since we took those actions, we as a board have failed to follow through. And that failure leads me to conclude that some of the concerns raised at the podium are valid because we're not doing our job either. At the 15th of May board meeting, it was a unanimous vote that to bring Dr. Wilcox, back under 2 conditions. A letter of reprimand would go in her, outlining the findings of the investigation would go in her personnel file, and that a plan of assistance would be implemented to get our district's finances in order. I do not believe that either one of these actions has been completed. I haven't seen any evidence of the fact. So I would like to make some motions today to get that moving and get those 2 things that we said we were going to do in place. So I'd like to motion that Dr. Wilcox is hereby directed to confirm in writing that this letter of reprimand has been placed in her personnel file by the next board meeting. If there's failure to comply with the directive, the board directs the President Hinton to give a written reprimand letter to the HR director, instructing her to place a reprimand in Dr. Wilcox's personnel file. That's one, so we could vote on that, and then I can do the other one. Or discussion.
Second motion?
Oh, motion, yeah. Sorry.
Second?
Second?
Okay, motion by Debbie to place the letter in the file, second by Heidi. Discussion?
I think we need some clarification from Mr. Patterson here, because one, there is the revised school code that we need to follow.
Go to closed session.
The motion was made in public, that's why I thought we could do it in public.
There's been no letter that's been approved by the board, as I stated last time, and I have a right to a hearing, which is, you can certainly have whatever letter you want, but I have a right to a hearing on that.
I prefer discussing this in closed
Yeah,
session.
I'm okay if we want to vote tonight, but I think we need some guidance from our attorney on the revised school code on what we can do.
Discipline for me, because there's yet to be an approved letter for discipline.
The letter was approved on May 15th by a 7-0 vote.
There was no letter approved that day. Then it was done in closed session, which is a violation of my rights. And this seems pretty orchestrated this evening, by the way, which again is a violation of my rights.
I just want to be clear, because we have personal liability under the Open Meetings Act too, that I want to state out in the open in order to protect my personal liability that I did not vote on an approved letter in a closed session on May 15th.
We didn't vote in closed session. We came out public session. It's in the minutes that we voted 7-0 that there would be, this would take place, that there would be a reprimand letter and a plan of action. And it was in the newspaper. I made a statement in the newspaper, and I read a statement here at an open meeting. Everybody on this board is well aware that you all heard that and voted for that.
Then I would like to take a 10-minute recess so that we can review whatever letter is being referenced, because I am unaware of an approved letter, and before we vote, I would like to read that. If there is one, which I'm not denying, I'm unaware of it. I do not recall a vote where we approved a letter. So whether it be an open session or closed session, I would like to take the time prior to voting to be able to review that
We
letter.
did not approve that letter. That was the one that read herself.
The what?
You read it when we were at the high school. You did that.
I also want to make that I have a right to due process, and the only 2 things that your report found is that I did not have a wellness committee, and that we front-loaded the funds to the Junior Vikings, which you were all aware of it, and then the Junior Vikings paid it back. Those were the 2 items in the report that were there. There was no other financial items or anything else that was on there. So it really leads being disrespectful to your superintendent, your one employee, to try to make it look like the Don Sobey is a part of what the report was. If it was, then I need you to release the full report to me, please.
I didn't mention a report, I mentioned the letter.
Again, I have a right to due process for the letter. I have a right to see it, the board has to approve it in open session, and making a decision what you're gonna put in a closed session or taking it house to house, which was mentioned at the last meeting, is not an Open Meetings Act.
Okay, we're going to move on. We're not gonna get in a situation here until we get more legal advice.
I believe you had legal
Do you-
advice.
What's that?
You had legal advice from your attorney.
I know, and he said stop, I believe.
I would table it.
This is a closed session and you won't go in there, so.
We've had an opportunity to discuss this, the specifics, because I'm not aware of the contents. Or she's choosing, she wants to hear it in open session, that's her choice, but there is also a due process requirement also. So there's 3 different things that I'd like to have an opportunity to discuss. And not, open session right now is, I believe, not the proper form.
Can I come in and speak to you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, well, my second motion is to, can I make the second motion?
No.
Yep.
Oh, are we aware what the second motion
It
is?
involves the same, it
Well, I
involves
can
the
make
same
it-
thing, no.
Okay.
Oh, it's the same thing, so we know what the second motion is.
It's not really the same thing, but
It
okay.
is the same. One is a reprimand letter and one is the plan that's supposed to be followed. So it's the same thing that we can't speak in public about.
Okay. We're good.
Okay.
Then I withdraw my motion.
Do, Heidi?
I'd just like to say, I saw on here that the Hazel Park Dance Team has a spooky fundraiser. I really wish we had something on that. It sounds like a lot of fun. I often wonder why, like our district, I haven't seen a fun run or a walkathon or anything. I've seen them, I contributed to one, and they raised, I donated, and when I went on the website, they already had $55,000. I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm glad to see the Hazel Park Dance Team doing that. I do have concerns, and if you can kindly look into it on why Mr. Patterson's email and phone number aren't working. The parent said that.
I actually believe that grandparent spoke with Mr. Patterson directly, so.
She did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, she just made a mention that his email was not working and his phone number wasn't working, so I was
And
just
he
wondering-
does get emails from me every day.
I'm unaware of my email, except some people spell it with 2 T's. But I did receive an email from her. The phone is actually an ongoing issue with regard to me taking that number over to the high school and then trying to port it back over here. So there are some calls that still go, I believe, to the high school and don't get automatically forwarded to Ford. So, but it's kind of hit or miss. Most of the time I think I get them, but I'm not assured that 100% of the time. But I did speak with her on the phone and I did receive an email from her. So I don't know what she's referencing with regard to the email.
I also want to remind us that we need to be careful talking to individuals that don't represent and don't have parent permission in a conversation.
Yeah, but she was just making a point that his.
FOIA request.
Yeah. So.
And it's pretty straightforward.
Okay. I have a couple things. I'm going to mention Peggy Burleson that just recently passed. Peggy was a longtime PTA volunteer and community school representative at Beecher Junior High before it became Hazel Park Junior High. She gave her heart and soul to the kids here in Hazel Park and gave millions of volunteer hours. Peggy was also a Lion and did a lot of work for them and built ramps on houses, and you don't see the amount of volunteerism anymore as an individual that Peggy did. She was instrumental in Hazel Heroes here in recognizing students, making sure the Lions Club was involved and got the shirts and stuff for the kids. So she also did Holiday Basket and was in charge of the high rise. I don't think we do that anymore. We used to deliver, and she trained me to take over for her, but she never really stepped out. So she just couldn't, she was full of energy. Peggy was a great lady, so I wanted to mention her. I want to again give a shout out to the principals for the leadership and the dedication and the love of their work that they do every single day. And all the great things happening. We've had kids up at Camp Hazelwoods already. I have drama on my list. We had a couple build up the park series. A lot of things going on here. Trunk or treats. Concerts are going to be coming up with holidays, but a lot of wonderful, wonderful things in Hazel Park. So, and I want to comment about my statement last week about the showcase. So I wrote something. I don't want to miss anything, so I wrote it. I would like to address a comment I made at the previous board meeting regarding the VICAT showcase at the high school. Evidently, it was taken as a sign that I lacked a degree of support or respect for the dance program that couldn't be further from the truth. I've always supported the dance team volunteering during the dance competitions and concessions. Let me tell you, it's pretty busy until Boosters isn't involved in that anymore, so I haven't done that for a couple of years. As I used to clean all the showcases when I worked at the high school, I commented on the VICAT showcase stating it was awful. The trophies were gone. I personally knew there were many trophies in that showcase, and like the wrestling showcase, felt there was a reduced presence or sense of the history lost due to the removal of some historical significant trophies across all sports, not just wrestling. Like wrestling, VICATS has a rich history. Hazel Park is especially known for these two programs. VICATS is over 64 years old, making it the oldest dance team in Michigan. I believe that we need to bring more attention to both recent and historical accomplishments across all extracurricular activities, including dance. I feel that we need to work harder to maintain our sense of history, all of the past, while supporting our present students' involvement and successes. And the showcases have been presented as reducing our historical support. I regret that some people interpreted my comments as a lack of support for the program itself, so I felt it was necessary to specifically address the issue. I have always been and will continue to be a supporter of our programming in Hazel Park. And with that, can I have a motion?
Just a second, only because I got skipped over, and I certainly don't want to take away from your statement to the dance team because they're
I'm
very
sorry.
supportive. So I just wanted to say thank you to the students of the month that were able to come today, and thank you to their families for supporting them.
That's
No,
great comment.
I don't want to take away from what you said at all. So motion to adjourn, sure.
Thank you.
Support.
Okay, Beth, I'm going to hand this over to you.